Greetings from the mountain, my furry friends, and to you, bald-skinned humans brave enough to wander here on the internet.
I live up here where life is simple. Snow, rocks, the occasional crunch of a hiker's GoPro under my foot. Things make sense. But you humans? You have dinner parties, where you invite people you barely like into your cave, cook complicated food.
And sometimes you straight up kill each other with snacks. Today, we descend from my peaceful frozen kingdom to Leongatha, Australia, a place humans call bucolic,
which, near as I can tell, means too much grass and not enough snow. This is the story of Erin Patterson,
her infamous Beef Wellington, and why I now only trust food that is either frozen solid or still moving.
Beef Wellington. You humans take perfectly good meat, smear it with mushrooms, and tuck it into a bread sleeping bag. Why? Is the meat cold? Is it bedtime? Who's to say? But in this case, the mushrooms were the important part. On July 29, 2023, Erin invited her ex-in-laws and their friends over for lunch. 4 guests, 1 survived. Within a day, violent illness. Within a week, 3 dead.
The killer? Death cap mushrooms, nature's silent assassin. They taste fine, they look innocent. They're like the Labrador of poisons. The death cap waits patiently. First you feel nothing, then you're violently ill. Then you feel better, like a cruel little prank. But really, it's just giving your organs a head start on quitting.
Erin claimed it was all an accident. She said she used supermarket mushrooms and some dried ones from a mystical Asian grocer that, shockingly,
no one has ever heard of, like it was Narnia, but with mushrooms.
The police?
They checked her computer. Turns out she had been Googling where death cap mushrooms grow.
She even bought a food dehydrator the same day someone posted a mushroom sighting nearby. When the police asked about it, she said she panicked and threw the dehydrator in the bin. Ah, yes, panic. The classic, calmly load it in the car and drive to the dump reaction. Personally, when I panic, I roar, sprint downhill, and
then came the phones. Humans love these little glowing rectangles.
You take them everywhere, even to the bathroom, which is very concerning. Erin handed police a phone that had been factory reset 3 times. Reset 1, clearing her son's old data. Reset 2, panic. Reset 3, curiosity. She wanted to see if it still worked. Curiosity, like she's just playing with it between Sudoku games.
But guess what? That wasn't even her real phone. Her real phone, let's call it phone A, mysteriously went offline right as police were searching her house.
Poof. Gone. Probably teleported itself to the shadow realm. Humans have airplane mode. Erin apparently had escape evidence mode.
The survivor, Pastor Ian Wilkinson, remembered some curious things. First, Erin plated the beef Wellingtons herself and insisted on serving everyone but ate from a different colored plate. Seems like a small detail, until you realize small plates don't kill you.
And then
Erin told everyone she had cancer. She wanted advice on how to break the news to her kids. Turns out, that was a lie too.
She later said she was actually embarrassed to admit she was planning weight loss surgery, which honestly feels like trading a bad lie for a slightly worse lie.
It's like burning down your cave because you saw a spider. The trial ran for 9 weeks. The jury deliberated for 7 days. Guilty on 3 counts of murder.
When the verdict was read, Erin didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just blinked really fast, probably hoping she could outblink the consequences. The big mystery. The motive. There was no big inheritance. No epic betrayal, just simmering family tension.
And sometimes, that's all it takes. You don't need a grand villain speech. Sometimes humans stew in their own frustrations
until they season themselves just right for a terrible idea. So, my furry friends, here's your takeaway.
If you're ever invited to a human dinner party, especially when Beef Wellington is on the menu, don't go. Stick to a nice, safe meal. Snow, moss, and maybe the occasional crunchy backpack. Because sometimes the monster isn't at the door. Sometimes the monster is the chef. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Unless you're inviting me to a dinner party. In that case, hard pass.